If you want to be better, more trustworthy, whether it's in your relationship, in your workplace, or just life in general, these principles will transform the way you communicate and how people respond to you. Have you ever met somebody and within minutes you felt that I can trust this person? Now it could be something they said, something they did, or simply how they just communicated with you and others. Why do some people win our trust and others don't? In this video, I'm going to share with you Oxfam's trust model. It's a model that will make you a more competent, confident, creative, and trustworthy communicator. Before we dive in, let me give you some context. I've spent over a decade being a professional speaker, and I'm also a soccer referee. And trust can be tricky. There are two layers of trust. The first layer is called the fast trust, and the second layer is the deep trust. The fast trust can be the first impressions. It doesn't take a long time to trust the other person. It takes sometimes minutes, sometimes days. And then we have the deep trust. That's the trust that takes time to build. It's not just about what we see, but also the connection we have, and it's long term. Fast trust is usually what makes someone decide within minutes if they're going to trust you. And it comes down to four things. Number one, competence. Number two, reciprocity. Number three, integrity. And number four, communication. Let's start with number one, competence. Competence is usually how we present ourselves to other people. If you're working with people, you want them to be competent enough to do their tasks well so that you can do your job. Now, competence in communication is you know what you're talking about, and you're also conveying that competence. And with competence comes confidence. And with confidence, you are able to show your competence as well. Competence is about showing that you know what you're talking about. And here comes credibility. Because if people don't trust you, if people don't believe you have enough competence, they will not trust you. So you have to show them that you know your topic. And that includes doing research, but it also includes credibility. What you have to bring to the table actually matters. And do you have the experience? So for instance, when I start my presentation, if it's about communication, the audience knows that I have been in the business for 10, 15 years. They know that I have been working in communication for about 15 years and that I have been a professional speaker for almost a decade. It's not about being perfect, but it's about being credible. It's about showing people that you know what you're talking about, but also at work, showing people that you know that you can handle your task and you're confident enough to handle your task and deliver on time. If you're talking to people, make sure to present it in a confident manner and give examples of how you had to overcome certain things in order to achieve your goals. Tell them what you've done before. Tell them how you are competent enough, but also don't just tell people what you've done. Show them. So the way you present yourself, they need to know that you have enough competence for the task you are engaging in. Number two is reciprocity. Reciprocity is about give and take. If I'm kind to you, you will be kind back. If I respect your time, you will respect my time. If I show you courtesy, chances are high you will show me courtesy. Now, of course, there are people who are not going to be kind to you. They're not going to be on time just because you are on time. But reciprocity is really about showing people that you know how to deal with people, that you're not a selfish narcissist, that you can handle situations and that you can also give and take. And so most people who don't understand this principle will come off as either selfish or less socially able, or that they don't read the clues. People don't care about people who don't understand the law of reciprocity. So if I give you a gift, you'll probably be compelled to want to give me a gift back. That's the law of reciprocity. So be kind, be humble, but also be firm and be confident when you're dealing with people. Reciprocity is not talking about yourself or focusing on yourself, but giving and taking and knowing how to deal with people. It's not about being taken advantage of or being the nice guy. Nice guys finish last simply because they don't tell you what they really think. They do things because they expect something in return. This is not what I'm talking about. The law of reciprocity is very simple. If I know how to deal with you, if I show you courtesy, you will show me courtesy back. It's not about sacrificing myself for you, but it's about showing in my communication and my actions that I can understand the law of reciprocity. Reciprocity in communication is very simple. If you want trust, don't just share your story. Make space for others. Now, third is integrity. This is about doing what you say. Words and actions go together. In communication, small promises matter more than big speeches. Never say anything you cannot deliver. Don't promise anything if you know you cannot keep it, because we trust people who keep their words. Now, integrity is also related to your character. Let's say you're giving a speech and you are not on time, you are not prepared, you don't know your stuff. People aren't going to trust you because your words and actions don't match. It doesn't matter if you tell me you are a kind person or that you usually are on time. If what I see is not in alignment with your words, you will not be trusted. So it's very important to always keep your words. The best advice I got from my mentor was under-promise and over-deliver. Never the opposite. Always keep your words, show up prepared, and over-deliver. The fourth element is communication. Have you ever listened to somebody and you just felt that you did not connect with them? Now, chances are high that the way they communicated and how they presented themselves and what they said did not match with your expectations. Communication is not just about words. It's about honesty, clarity, consistency, and openness. And so the way you talk and how you talk, how you deliver your message matters. Work on your communication skills. I think it was somebody who said, you tell the world who you are when you open your mouth. So make sure your vocabulary is right. Make sure you deliver in a confident, competent manner. If you're going to go on the stage and talk, or if you're going to lead a meeting, make sure you have people's attention and communicate in a way that they will actually listen to what you're saying. We've talked about part one, which is the fast trust. Let's now talk about part two, which is the deep trust. Deep trust is the real thing. It's the lasting trust, the kind that keeps relationships strong for years. There are 6 elements: compatibility, goodwill, inclusion, vulnerability, predictability, and well-being. Let's talk about compatibility. Compatibility is about shared values and common ground. Just make sure when you're talking to people, when you are on the stage or off stage, to highlight your shared values and common ground. So if you have things in common, just mention it and highlight that and tell them about it and try to connect. Don't use flattery. Just share information with them so that you build common ground. When people feel that you have things in common, they like you more. And when people like you, they will trust you. So how do you become more likable? The way to become likable is to share stories with people that highlight your common ground and shared values. And this is very important. Now, a lot of people can manipulate you, and they can manipulate the audience and other people to believe that they have the same shared values by telling them stories and by highlighting certain emotions. I'm not talking about manipulation. What I'm talking about is to use compatibility to your advantage. And so try to tell stories, give examples, share with people information that highlights, whether it's directly or indirectly, your common ground and shared values. And they will like you more. And when they like you, they'll trust you too. Number 2 is goodwill. Goodwill means I believe you want the best for me. That's why in the workplace, if you believe that people don't have your best interest in mind, you're not going to trust them. So you want to make sure that when you're dealing with people, when you're communicating, you convey a message that you want their best interest, that you have their best interests in mind. Doesn't matter if you're dealing with people or speaking to hundreds. What you're doing here is by highlighting that, people will feel comfortable. They will trust you. And so usually in toxic places, we don't feel that. We don't feel that people want our best. And it's just a feeling sometimes. For instance, if I make a mistake and you backbite and tell other people about it, then I will not trust you. However, if I make a mistake and you call me or tell me that, Ibrahim, you've made a mistake, this is what I think, I will trust you because you want my best interest. People need to feel that you have their best interest in mind. It's just a feeling. You don't have to say it, but you just have to convey it. If you have my best interest in mind, you'll tell me what you think. You'll help me get better. You will be direct. You will be clear. You will be humble. Remember this, goodwill softens communications. It makes hard conversations possible because people trust you. Let's move on. Inclusion is making people feel like they belong. It's just a feeling. And so usually when we deal with people, just highlight your common ground. Tell them how they matter and also show them. If you're giving a talk, for instance, highlight your common grounds and make them feel welcome. So just make sure that your language is inclusive, your behavior is inclusive. How can we do this? For instance, if you're talking to a group of people and you've done your research, you know the audience or you know the person you're talking to, you can tailor your example towards their desires, their wants, their needs, their struggles. And in that way, they'll connect with you and they feel that they belong. Number 4 is vulnerability. Vulnerability is powerful. Think about a moment somebody told you, I don't feel well, I'm struggling, or I feel down, or this is not my area of competence, or I'm nervous. Sharing with people what we think and how we feel is actually powerful. I'm not saying share all of your secrets here, but what I'm saying is be open, admit your mistakes, and tell them how you feel about certain things. And if you do it in the right way, people are just going to accept you for who you are, and they're going to become closer to you. Vulnerability in communication builds trust. It simply conveys a message that you are human. When people tell you what they think, you really have to respond in the right way. So you have to make them feel safe. You have to make them feel heard. You have to make them feel seen. And again, in the workplace, if you don't make people feel heard, seen, and feel that they belong, they're not going to be open with you. So if people don't tell you really how they feel or what they think, you've probably done a bad job at making them feel safe. So even if they mess up, if you know how to handle that in a constructive way, by maybe giving them constructive feedback, then they will come back. Moving on to the next one, predictability. Trust grows when people know what to expect from you. If you're hot and cold, warm one day and cold the other day, people are going to be confused. Why? Because in order to predict something, we look at the current data and we also look back. And if I'm confused by how you communicate, how you present yourself, how you deliver a message, how you behave around others, I'm not going to trust you. But the opposite is true. If you're consistent over time, not perfect, but consistent over time, then I know who I'm dealing with. So whether you're dealing with one person or speaking to thousands of people, if you are able to be consistent, the way you deliver your message, the way you behave, and how you show up, people are going to trust you. Predictability doesn't mean be boring. It means be consistent. It means be reliable. And we like people who are reliable, whether they are leading us or speaking to us. And the final element is well-being. This is about showing that you care about other people. You care about their well-being. You have to take a look at where you are right now. If you're not comfortable, if you don't feel safe with others, you're not going to feel well. This is very important. Also in communication, if we don't feel valued, if we don't feel respected, if we don't feel that the other person is respecting me, my time, my well-being, I'm not going to feel well. So people want to avoid toxic behavior because we don't feel good. So make sure when you're dealing with people, speaking to people, communicating with people, that you actually care about them. Make sure that you show them that you care and you want to lift them up, because the opposite is not an alternative. Being toxic and bringing people down, or staying in a toxic place or toxic relationship. Trust deepens when people know that you care. All right, so let's bring it together. Trust in communication is not a guesswork. It is about a structure. We talked about fast trust, that is competence, reciprocity, integrity, communication. And we've talked about deep trust, which is compatibility, goodwill, inclusion, vulnerability, predictability, and well-being. When you understand these elements, you stop leaving trust up to chance and you start building trust with purpose. In your next conversation, whether it's with your friend, a spouse, a coworker, or a client, choose one element and focus on it. For instance, it could be reciprocity. Why not give more? Why not take the initiative? Maybe it could be well-being. Show people that you care. Maybe it's inclusion. When you build trust, your communication is not just heard, it's believed. And that's the difference between communication that fades and communication that lasts. All right, guys, this is it for this time. If you've enjoyed this video, you will love this video of how you can start your next presentation. 3 hacks to instantly hook your audience. I'll see you in the next video.